Um, to your point about map picking, I think Welfare did a very poor job. I think their last two matches of picking and banning those maps. I feel like had they picked a different map against Ace, they might have had a different story. Ace is notorious for having extreme overhauls on Ankara, so it was impressive enough that Welfare was able to get those 8 rounds they did. But then, unfortunately, Bio just completely throwing everyone off guard there, and with just an impressive 10-5. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what Bio's going to do moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've seen aggressive play from them now against Welfare. And, I almost wonder because Welfare, after coming off the close game with Ace Gaming, played a very, not I want to say passive, but it was definitely not the fast pace that we just saw in Mexico. I mean, Ankara was a much more let's feel out before we commit, whereas Mexico it's down your throats all the time. Otherwise, you don't have anywhere to go. I almost wonder if they just weren't ready to step up and put the car back into second gear. They were just stuck idling their way through most of that matchup, especially on offense. It didn't seem they wanted to get out there and really get into the teeth of the defense at any point.
Definitely, you saw Welfare not really taking a lot of risks there, but I think you got to give a lot of credit to those huge plays that gave Bio momentum. You had Exotech with that huge 1v4
Absolutely.
that probably gave them a lot of confidence to continue on, because I know those big plays can really be huge motivators, especially when you're in these really tough, close matches. But 10-5, Bio just completely turned things around, and I think nobody really expected to see that from them.
Absolutely. So coming up, what we're going to have for you guys is one of the first matchups in the playoff series. Again, our 4 playoff teams. The winners from Group 1, which is Instinct, and GameVox, which, I mean, those were 2 formidable teams. And then, obviously, we saw Ace Gaming coast their way through, and Bio fighting for that 4th spot. We're going to see Instinct and Bio first and foremost in the playoff series. And that is going to be a matchup that I think Instinct really needs to really show everyone, like, hey, no, we're the number 1 seed. Because right now, I have to say, Ace Gaming has been the most impressive.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think we've seen Instinct really just completely overhaul a team at this point.
Right.
They've definitely had strong games, but most of their games have been pretty close. I think it's going to be interesting to see if we have a change in Instinct's mentality going into this playoffs, if they're going to be the more aggressive Instinct that we've seen in the past, or if they're going to continue to just sort of coast along winning their matches, but not by any great score at all.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll take a quick break here before too long, and we will get everything set up. It looks like it's going to be close to right around 7 o'clock Pacific before we have that first matchup in the playoffs. So we'll get to you guys right in the break here, and we'll be right back with you.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us here. This is Anthony Gex Mizerandino, and alongside me, I have Kyle ZZXQ Vogensen, and we are just about here in a little while to get into Bio and Instinct in this playoff matchup. Now, Bio just had a crazy win. I mean, they lost to Welfare the first time around, and then in the losers bracket, come back and beat them on Mexico.
Yeah, definitely. They got to have some crazy momentum going for them now. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays in a role going up against a strong team like Instinct. I don't think they've faced anyone that strong at this point, but I think that momentum will really play a huge factor for them moving forward.
Yeah, and now, of course, the real test is coming up against Instinct because they are such a solid team. And if we take a look at the brackets here quickly, we'll give a quick look into how these playoffs are going. Now, keep in mind that up until this point, we have done only one map games, but now all these playoff matches are going to be best of 3, and then in the grand finals, we're going to have a best of 5 match. But for these first playoff matches here, between Instinct and Bio and Ace and GameVox, we're going to have best of 3 matchups. So Instinct and Bio, it's going to be a tall order to try and beat Instinct.
Yeah, definitely. I think Bio's, they're going up against a lot. Instinct is well known for their aggressive, strong playstyle, and they don't like to lose. They don't commonly get knocked out. But as we saw, I mean, you had a strong team of Welfare go down to Bio, so maybe we could see Bio on top here.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, Welfare in the past has beaten Instinct, too. We have seen it happen before in some of the Go 4 Cups and things like that where they have beat Instinct. So now that Bio has taken down Welfare, you have to think there's that possibility back there that Bio can beat Instinct. But it is going to be tough. And then taking a look at Ace Gaming and GameVox, which is also going to be, once again, Ace Gaming just one of those dominant teams. It's going to be once again, a tall order for GameVox to try and take on Ace Gaming. But, you know, once again, from what we've seen so far, definitely not impossible.
Yeah, definitely not impossible. We've got 4 strong teams here, and they all seem to really, really want it. Mm-hmm. And obviously, there's a lot on the line. You've got that $5,000, and not only that, you get to go compete in international for even more money, and just the recognition of being that #1 team in the North American scene obviously means a lot to all these teams here.
Yeah, 100%. And of course, Crossfire across the world is such a big game. And, you know, there is a lot on the line for all of these guys. They all want to make it there, and they want to play in that finals. They want to make it over to South Korea. And pretty soon here, actually, it looks like we are going to be getting into this Instinct and Bio game very shortly here. We're just waiting for a few more players from Bio to get into the game, and we should be able to start here shortly. But before we get into that, it looks like we still got a couple more minutes here beforehand, so we're going to go ahead and just take a quick break. Once we get everybody in here, we'll be right back with you guys to bring you this first playoff matchup. Don't go anywhere. We've got more to come. right, guys, welcome back. We're headed right into the game here for the knife round. It is Instinct versus Bio Gaming here in our first playoff matchup of the upper group here. So we'll see who gets to pick what side. Keep in mind, this is a best-of-3 map game here.